And I know Danielle because we've been doing weddings together for about, what, like 5 years? 6 years?
Yes.
5.5 years?
Yep.
And so Danielle is my hairstylist. She also does my hair. And so today we thought it would be really fun to do some tutorials.
Yeah.
So the first time I met Danielle, I saw her putting her makeup on and I was like, what is that you're doing?
My powder. It was my powder.
It was her powder. She straight up shows me a full bronzer and says, this is my color, and she's putting it all over her face like her powder. And that's when I knew that I had to teach her what I know. So I'm all about bronzer. Everybody likes to look tan. I like to look tan, don't get me wrong. But there's places where you're supposed to put it. So that's gonna be my first tip is to where to put your bronzer. So she already has foundation on that she put on this morning, and I'm gonna do one side of her face the wrong way. I almost said how she would do it. I'm gonna do one side of her face the wrong way and one side the right way so that you can see what I mean by this. So tip number 1, where to put your bronzer. This is gonna be the wrong side, right? This is Danielle.
Hi. This is Danielle. Oh my gosh.
She's
Not the
like,
brush I use.
well, I know. I don't have that one.
Just all there you
She
go.
just, like,
All of it.
This is my powder. She goes, this is my color. And I said, no.
I said no.
I said, that is not your color. You are not the color brown.
I'm brown.
Okay?
But it'd be so much better.
It could be
and now I know.
It could be so much better. I like to use a fan brush for my bronzer. So I'm going in and I'm going to put it under the cheekbone and then on top of the forehead here and then on the side of the nose and then lightly under the jawline. Do y'all see how like her face just looks like more glowy? It still looks tan, but it's more contoured. So that's gonna be your bronzer tip, okay, people?
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Where to put your bronzer.
So much better. Okay, so the second thing that I see people doing all the time, especially in the wedding industry, I do a lot of mother of the brides, a lot of grandmothers, and they're still doing this a lot, I would say. They're putting their blush where their bronzer should go, because that's what we did like back in the like 70s and 80s, I think. I don't know, I wasn't really around. They're putting their blush right here where their bronzer should go, and they're basically contouring with their blush. Okay, they're doing this number. And I see it and I say, no, 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 no. Okay, so depending on your face shape is gonna be where you put it. I have a very narrow, thin face, so I actually like to make my cheeks look bigger. And so I actually put blush on the apples of my cheeks. If you have like a bigger face, a more round face, you're gonna want to, yours is a little bit more round than mine, so I'm not gonna put as much on the apples of the cheeks, but it's going to go above the bronzer, above where you're gonna contour. Okay, so under your eyeball here, I'm just gonna lightly put a tiny bit of blush right above where we put the bronzer. See how soft and beautiful compared to harsh and ugly?
Much better.
So much better.
Yes. I like this. I like this side.
Yes, me
Like
too.
this.
Okay. So that's my second tip. Don't put your blush where you should be putting your bronzer. Put it above and be light-handed with your blush. You can always build. Okay, so tip number 3 is going to be where to put your highlighter and how much to use. So something that I see people doing is using too much highlighter, and the highlighter is actually going to bring out your imperfections. It's going to make your pores look bigger, it's going to make any fine lines look worse, and so you want to be light-handed with it. Don't get me wrong, I love like a blinding highlighter, but it's all about the application. First of all, you don't want to start here. You want to start back here, because wherever you place the brush is where most of the product is going to go. And if you have large pores here, it's going to make them look worse.
What is happening? Wow.
That's a
much about highlighter, but I feel like it's supposed to show off where the natural light would hit your cheekbones and things like that, right? Like
Yeah.
it would naturally highlight,
Yes.
but the natural sun. So like the sun doesn't hit your face right there.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
I totally agree. Okay, so we're gonna be light-handed with it. We might even like tap it off, right? And we're gonna start back here, and we're just going to lightly highlight above the cheekbone here. See how beautiful that is? Oh, yeah.
I can't even look at it. It's blinding.
So beautiful, so natural, so luminous. Yes, girl. And I always like to also highlight the nose. So when you're highlighting the nose, I like to highlight the bridge here. Again, real lightly, and then get the tip. And I leave like a space right here because it's gonna give that more like lifted nose.
Can I put it here? Is that a thing? Like right under your brow?
Totally.
Okay,
You
'cause
can
I do
totally
that.
put a little bit under there. I recommend not doing a whole lot again because especially in pictures, if there's a flash, it can catch the light and look just too wonky. So I use just a teeny tiny amount
Okay,
just to give that nice little lift.
like it.
And then another place you can do it is right here in the Cupid's bow. Right here to give a little bit of a poutier lip. Again, don't get crazy. If it looks like
Like you've been eating donuts. Eating donuts.
if it looks like you've been eating donuts,
Oh.
wipe it off. Wipe it off. You can even do a tiny bit above the brow here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Look how pretty this looks. Oh, that's so nice and natural.
This side is killing me.
Okay, people, so tip number 4 is gonna be your eyebrows. What's up, eyebrows? Okay, so big brows are totally in, and I totally agree that big brows are nice, but
From some people.
don't get crazy.
Don't get crazy.
Just be nice to your brows, okay?
Yeah, calm down, people.
Calm down.
Calm down. Unibrow.
People are choosing colors that are darker than their hair tone. I always like to go a shade lighter
Okay.
than like your root, basically.
Okay.
So,
So look at your routage.
and you're gonna
And
pick
go a
base
shade
on there.
Lighter.
But if you're doing it the wrong way, you're gonna go a shade darker and you're going to
I'm not even gonna look until you're done.
you're just gonna go crazy because you're gonna say, oh, big brows are in, I wanna be with the trend. And I'm gonna say, honey, chillax. Let's check that out.
Oh my.
I see people asking me for this, and I'm always like, I mean, you're the customer, so sure, but it's not gonna look the best.
If you know someone that looks like this, they need to watch this tutorial.
Help them out. On Danielle's hair, I'm gonna mix these two, right? These two colors, because she's blonde, and so these colors are gonna be good for her hairs. And I don't like to start here, because this front part is naturally not really thick. So we're going for natural look. So I like to start here in the center where the brow is like the fullest. And just lightly make these little hair strokes. And then with what's left on the brush, come down. And then when there's like hardly anything left on the brush, I like to just kind of lightly come in this like front and center part. Look how nice.
I like that.
That is good. That's good.
That's much
That's
better.
bad.
Yeah, big brows are not for everyone. They're just not, and they're too dark. That's too much. Your last one.
Lip liner.
Oh yeah.
Lip liner, no lipstick. Okay, so the 5th and final tip is how to apply your lip liner. I feel like I often see people way overdrawing their lip liner and they're using a really dark color compared to their lipstick. And there's a way to do it to make it look more natural. Like you have a poutier lip than maybe what you do have, but don't get crazy.
Yeah, calm
I
down.
think the theme of this video is don't get crazy.
I like it.
So people are way overdrawing with a really dark color. And some people actually pull this off, but personal preference, I don't like it. So on this side, you're gonna see where it's like overdrawn and then there's no blending. What I like to do is take a color that's just 1 or 2 shades darker than your lip color and just very lightly overdraw. Like you're just gonna go like along the lip line and then just barely over it. Then I like to actually take the lip liner and blend it down so that you don't see that harsh line. Like her lip is still like nice and plump over here, but it looks natural. Over here it looks like lip line and no lipstick. That's not what we're going for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now bottom. Okay, so you can see the difference right here. You have a very harsh lip, and over here it looks softer and more blended, more natural. And that's what we're going for. We're going for a more natural look altogether. It's a personal preference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, but I like to know how to do things correctly for myself.
And if you're going for a natural look, use these tips. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative. I hope that you learned something. And I will see you in the next video.